The competition heats up as Waynesboro and Cedar Crest go head-to-head. Stay tuned for the showdown right here on WGALA Brainbusters.
From Studio B, this is WGALA Brainbusters. Now, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the show. Over the past few weeks, we've seen some fierce competition and some incredible displays of knowledge from some of the brightest minds right here from our local high schools. Today, the excitement continues as we welcome back two outstanding teams from round one, Waynesboro Area Senior High School and Cedar Crest High School. Well, we'll be kicking things off in just a moment, but first, as we always do, let's take a moment to meet these fantastic competitors. So first, from Waynesboro Area Senior High School, it's a pleasure to welcome back our three players. Will is a sophomore, the captain is Kieran, he's a junior, and finally Peter is a junior. Between Will and Kieran, we have Macy. She is a freshman and she has won the alternates today. And then Mrs. Stacy Sawicki. She is part of the REACH program, which means she is a gifted support teacher. Welcome to the Waynesboro Area Senior High School. And now let's move over to Cedar Crest and say hello to Nathan. He is a junior. Viset, he is the captain and he is a senior. And finally, Chris is a sophomore. And next to Chris is Mr. Shane Thomas. He teaches math and he is the coach from Cedar Crest High School. Welcome to the Cedar Crest High School Brainbusters team. And now, teams, you know how to play, you know how to win, so let's get started now with today's opening round. Of course, as you know, we have 10-point questions, a little easier to start us off. In 2025, this landlocked South American country will celebrate 200 years. Kieran.
Bolivia,
yes, of independence from Spain, having first declared its independence in 1825, and the country with the highest capital in the world. Good anticipation, Kieran, for 10 points. Binary, neutron, red giant, white dwarf, Visa.
stars.
They are all stars. That's what they all describe, yes. In both music and baseball, it can be perfect. In music, it's the frequency.
Pitch.
A pitch of a tone. In baseball, it's the delivery of the ball to the batter. It's the story of Mowgli, Cher, Khan the Tiger, Vicent.
Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book, Baloo the Bear, Bagheera, and Black Panther. The Rudyard Kipling classic is, of course, The Jungle Book. It may be hard to believe, but one of the highest points on this continent is an active volcano, Mount Erebus. Kieran.
Europe.
No, sorry, incorrect. Which continent is it? Cedar Crest, Visa.
Antarctica.
It's Antarctica. You are correct for 10 points. Now, if you were to judge only by the 6 wives of Henry VIII, what was the most popular name for girls in the 16th century England? Visa again.
Anne.
Not Anne, no, sorry. Waynesboro, Kieran.
Catherine.
Catherine is correct. 3 of the Henry's wives were named Catherine, 2 were named Anne, and 1 was Jane. Emory University, Stone Mountain, CNN, Kieran.
Historically black colleges.
No, sorry, no. I'm going to complete the question for Cedar Crest. The 1996 Olympic Games, Coca-Cola, Turner Field. What city is this? Visa.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. And of course, the Atlanta Braves play at Turner Field. After World War I, Woodrow Wilson proposed 14 points for securing world peace. What international body did he propose?
The League of Nations.
The League of Nations he proposed in his 14th point, yes. Batman lives in Gotham. Superman lives in Metropolis. What small town in North Carolina was home to Floyd, Barney Gooper, Aunt Bee, and Andy Griffith? We stumped you on Mayberry. He also starred in Mayberry RFD. The Heisman Trophy is awarded to the top collegiate football player. In which sport does the top collegiate player win the Naismith Award? Kieran.
Basketball.
Basketball. Zach Edey is the 2024 Naismith Men's College Player of the Year. Some are attributed to Moses and Solomon. Some are anonymous. Only 57 are attributed to King David. What Old Testament book, Visa?
Psalms.
Psalms, the Old Testament book that appears just before the Proverbs in King James Version. There are 8 schools in the Ivy League, 7 universities and 1 college. What is the only college located? Kieran.
Dartmouth.
Dartmouth, yes, is located in Hanover, New Hampshire. The United States Congress has two houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives. What 9-letter term describes this kind, Peter?
Congress.
No, sorry. Describes this kind of legislature. Visa.
Bicameral.
Bicameral does, yes. From August 16th to August 19th, 1969, the Aquarian tribes gathered on Max Yasgur's farm for 4 days of love, peace, and music. Where, Kieran?
Woodstock.
Woodstock was this arts festival where it was supposed to be held, yes. Although he didn't invent it, he did develop the first commercially successful steamboat launched on the Hudson River in 1807. Who built the Clermont? Visa.
Fulton.
Fulton, Robert Fulton, indeed, yes. The word was removed from the Olympic Charter in 1971. What word refers to someone who plays a sport purely for the love of the game? Visa again.
Amateur.
Amateur, correct again. The Roman writer Pliny the Elder said they dressed in white robes and carried golden sickles. Who were these ancient Celtic priests? Kieran?
Druids.
They were the Druids, yes. Gene and Finney are roommates at the Devon School until Gene causes Finney to fall from a limb and break his leg, an injury that eventually kills him. Visa.
A Separate Piece.
A Separate Piece is the novel by John Knowles, yes. In the Bible, Jacob changed his name. In 1948, Palestine changed its name. Visa.
Israel.
Israel, in both cases, the new name was the same, yes. In February 1945, Churchill, Roosevelt, and Stalin met at this Russian seaport, Kieran.
Yalta.
Yalta, of course, to organize the world after the war. They met at Yalta. Aconcagua is the highest peak in this South American range. What mountains run from Visa?
Andes.
The Andes run from Venezuela to Tierra del Fuego. According to Euclid's fifth postulate, these lines never meet. Parallel. Non-Euclidean geometries don't agree, of course. They were parallel with that sound. That sound takes us to the end of the round and to our first break. We've only just begun, and we've seen an incredible display of knowledge and brain thinking, quick thinking, no doubt about it, 90-20. But we have a lot more game coming up, including, of course, the one-on-one rapid fire, where we test our students individually. So we'll be back with the one-on-one rapid fire and team lightning round when WGAL8 Brainbusters continues after this.
WGAL8 Brainbusters will return after this. The final 4 teams in the WGAL8 Brainbusters tournament will win cash grants. The 3rd and 4th place teams will receive $1,000 each. The 2nd place team will receive $3,000. And the WGAL8 Brainbusters champions will receive $5,000 in grant money. Now, back to your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome back to WGAL8 Brainbusters with Waynesboro Area High School and Cedar Crest High School. So let's show with our scores. We have 90-120. It's early on because we still have the one-on-one rapid fire round where we really test our individual players to see how well they play our game. So first, we'll say hello to Will. Will from Waynesboro, welcome back. So here's our question in this round of play. What do you do for fun outside of school, and why is it important to you?
Well, I usually don't get a lot of free time due to swim taking up a lot of time, and then anything else goes to the all-school production. But whenever I do have time, I like to try to make it a point to visit all of the presidential libraries. I've only been to about 8 so far, though, so.
Well, that's impressive how you're using your travel free time. I hope you know that takes a lot of time to do it, but how most impressive. Very nice. Thanks for sharing. And Nathan, what about you? What do you do in your free time, and why is it important to you?
Yeah, I love to go fishing, both to see nature and spend time in it, and also to spend time with my family. It's like VSET and my father.
Well, that's really interesting. I'm glad you found something that you're passionate about, and hopefully you're going to be passionate about these 3 questions, Will and Nathan, as we put you two one-on-one. It's Latin for after death, and it's performed after death. Will?
Post-mortem?
Post-mortem, to determine the cause. The synonym for autopsy is indeed post-mortem. Most of the novels we know are written in English, but some novels were originally written in other languages. In what language was War and Peace written. Nathan?
Russian.
Russian is correct for 10 points. And finally, the hormones MSH, TSH, FSH, and ACTH are all produced by this gland in the brain. What important gland is it, Nathan?
Pituitary.
The pituitary gland. You are correct. With those answers, you really helped your team get a good edge on Waynesboro. But now let's meet our two captains. First from Waynesboro, it's a pleasure to welcome back Kieran. Kieran, you did really well in that first round of play. So besides reading dictionaries, what do you do in your spare time, and why is it important to you?
Love to play music, play guitar, sing, write my own music. It's my passion in life. I want to make a career out of it. Besides that, spend time with my parents. Love to do that. And most importantly, I just relax.
Well, it's wonderful, the music part, that you found something that you're passionate about, and it's so important to have something that you truly enjoy. Vset, what about you? What do you do for in your free time, and why is it important to you?
Yeah, so one thing I've been doing casually and competitively for as long as I can remember is running. I really feel like just getting outside and running just really helps me get alone with my thoughts and really just think about the things that happen during the day, or if I'm running with my friends, that's a lot of fun too.
Well, it's a great way to stay balanced, no question. Vset and Kieran, stay balanced as we put you two one-on-one with these three questions. It took almost 200 years to build, and Bernini, Raphael, and Michelangelo all worked on it. Vset.
The St. Peter's Basilica.
Boy, you're correct. What is this very large church in Vatican City? Good anticipation worked in your favor for 10 points. His most famous novels include Breakfast of Champions, Cat's Cradle. Vset.
Vonnegut.
Say that again?
Vonnegut.
Vonnegut, Kurt Vonnegut, Cat's Cradle and Slaughterhouse-Five. The satirical humorist is indeed Kurt Vonnegut. And finally, it's a set of atoms which all have the same number of protons, each distinguished by its atomic number. What is this base, Vset?
Column.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Kieran, what is this basic concept of chemistry? Kieran?
Row.
No, sorry, it's an element. Is the correct response. Okay, 100 to 60. Boy, they really came alive in this round so far. But let's see what happens now as we meet our final players. First from Waynesboro, Peter. What about you? What do you do in your free time outside of school, and why is it important to you?
Well, I really enjoy hiking. I like being outside, and I especially enjoy tree identification. Just the other day, I was helping out my sister at college identify some trees on our walk to college. I think it's important to just be aware and mindful of the natural world around you.
I agree. It's a great way to stay balanced, as I said before, to really, and how nature can be so fulfilling, no doubt. Chris, what about you? What do you do, and why is it important to you?
So in my free time, I like to cook. I was really inspired by my mom, who's taught me traditional Mexican meals. So I've kept that, preserving that, and just learning new recipes when I can.
It's a great skill to develop, there's no doubt, while having fun. So Chris and Peter, I hope you're having fun with these three questions as we put you two one-on-one. Columbus discovered the New World in La Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. In what event were the ships Dartmouth, Eleanor, and Beaver involved? Peter?
Exploration of the Hudson Bay.
No, sorry, incorrect. Good guess, though. Chris, do you have any idea? Chris?
Discovering of North America?
No, sorry. It's the Boston Tea Party in 1773. Politicians keep trying to make English the official language of the United States, despite the fact that in 1989, pardon me, a federal judge struck down an Arizona law as unconstitutional. Which amendment to the Constitution did it violate? Peter? The First Amendment, of course, that guarantees freedom of speech. And finally, in music, a flat lowers a note half a step. A sharp raises it half a step. What sign is used to cancel a flat? Peter?
Natural.
A natural cancels a flat or sharp. 110 to 60. Now let's pick up the pace and see how our teams work collaboratively as we play today's 60-second Team Lightning Round. So Kieran, your team is behind at this point, so you have your work cut out for you with one of these three quizzes. Golly gee, ologies, round, and book talk.
We're going to go golly gee.
Golly gee, ologies. Ologies are everywhere. There's biology, the study of life, and exobiology, which studies extraterrestrial life. For 10 points each, identify these other ologies. So Kieran, I take your answer as the team's answer. Will and Peter are ready to help you along. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. Behaviorism and psychoanalysis are branches of this ology.
Sociology.
No, psychology. This is the study of the earth, its history and structure.
Geology.
Geology is correct. This is the science of earthquakes.
Seismology.
Seismology, sorry. This pseudoscience claims that the stars and planets affect your life.
Astrology.
Astrology, yes, the study of God or a limited set of beliefs about God.
Theology.
Theology, yes, an arrangement of events in historical order.
Chronology.
That's correct. Don't be nervous. This is the study of your nervous system.
Skip.
Neurology, the study of the relationship between organisms and their environment.
Biology.
Ecology, ancient graves, buildings, tools, and pottery are studied in this ology.
Archaeology.
Okay, that's correct. The use of science as a means of making things or the things made like machines and computers.
Skip.
Technology, this is the study of the atmosphere and weather.
Science. Meteorology.
Meteorology, yes, this ology has only one subject, the whole universe.
Skip.
Cosmology, the ology you might study if you went to beauty school.
Cosmetology.
That is correct. It's the study of the scientific classification, not the IRS.
Skip.
Taxology, the study of human institutions and culture. We were going for sociology. 7 correct, 70 points came your way. It was a little difficult on the quiz. Let's see, Visa, was this a break for you? We have round and round and book talk.
We'll go with book talk, please.
Book talk it is. Here's an opportunity to share your knowledge about books. Identify these different kinds of books. Each answer must contain the word book. So Visa, I take your answer as the team's answer. Nathan and Chris are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. It's a reader, such as a Kindle, for example.
Ebook.
Ebook is correct. To bake a cake, you might look at one of these.
Cookbook.
Cookbook is correct. A reporter uses one, not a composer.
A songbook.
A notebook. Mowgli is the boy to the collection
Jungle
of
Book.
stories. The Jungle Book, yes. Image, Dark Horse, Marvel, and DC publish these.
A comic book.
A comic book is correct. A collection of photos and memories you buy when you
Scrapbook.
graduate.
Scrapbook.
No, a yearbook. The captain keeps this journal of the ship's journey.
A logbook.
Logbook, yes. The first modern paperbacks were published by this company or a woman's purse.
Pocketbook.
Pocketbook is correct. Every sport has one of these with a list of regulations of the game.
Rulebook.
Rulebook, yes. You might put pictures and clippings or memorable
Scrapbook.
events.
Scrapbook.
Scrapbook is correct, yes. An artist uses this to make quick drawings.
Sketchbook.
A sketchbook, yes. You use this in church or a synagogue.
Hymn book.
A prayer book. Your math, science, and social studies books are all these kinds.
Notebook.
They're textbooks. A football player uses this for strategies and plays.
A playbook.
A playbook, yes. In this kind of book, children try to draw inside the lines, and that was coloring book. So we had 10 correct. 100 points came your way. 190 to 260. Let's see what happens as we reveal today's bonus Brainbuster category. Today's category is all about climate change. So our teams will wager 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of climate change while you watch these very important messages.
Watch all this season's episodes of WGAL8 Brainbusters anytime on WGAL.com. Our online home also includes our tournament schedule and a chance to learn more about the show and host Rich Rosen. Scan the QR code with your phone or go to WGAL.com and click on Brainbusters.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome back. Well, Cedar Crest really came alive in that 60-second team lightning round, giving them a strong lead. But we still have 2 more major rounds to play, including today's bonus Brainbuster. Now, during our break, our teams wagered 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of climate change. So we're going to head into the News 8 newsroom with Thusmeen Mahfouz. She has today's question. Welcome back, Thusmeen.
Thank you, Rich. Now here's your bonus brain buster. This international agreement, adopted in 2015, aims to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial levels. Now, what's the name of this landmark climate accord adopted by 193 countries plus the EU? Let's do that again. This international agreement, adopted in 2015, aims to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial levels. What's the name of this landmark climate accord adopted by 193 countries plus the EU? Good luck with your answer. Now back to Studio B. Rich.
Thank you, Thusmeen. Good luck, players. We'll give you about 5 seconds. It looks like Kieran was already knew. VSET, you're all set as well? Okay, Kieran, what provided a framework for countries to collaborate on mitigating and adapting to climate change? It was the Paris Climate Accord. Nope, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. That is not correct. Paris Climate Accord, no, it's the Paris Agreement. The official name is the Paris Agreement, was adopted in 2015 as an international treaty aimed at limiting global temperature rise, increasing climate resilience, and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So, taking our scores, we have 165 to 250. We're looking for a winner, and who's it going to be? Well, we're going to find out right now, because here comes today's final frenzy. His stories are famous for their surprise endings, among them The Ransom of Red Chief, The Last Leaf, and The Gift. VSET. Oh, Henry is correct. Yes, they were the United Society of Believers in Christ's Second Coming. Their nickname came from their custom of dancing while trembling movements. VSET. The Shakers, correct again. His death marked the end of the Reign of Terror during the French Revolution. VSET.
Robespierre.
Robespierre's correct. Hillary Rodham Clinton banned smoking from the White House. What president's wife was known as Lemonade Lucy because she banned alcohol?
Lyndon Johnson.
No, sorry, incorrect. VSET.
Lucy Johnson.
No, sorry, because she banned alcohol from the White House in 1877, and that was Rutherford B. Hayes. In this southeastern state, you can travel southeast on the Santee, Combahee, and Pee rivers to reach the Atlantic Ocean. What state is it? VSET.
Georgia.
Not Georgia, no, sorry. Kieran.
Mississippi.
No, it's South Carolina. Primavera was the goddess of spring. Venus was the goddess of beauty, born on the foam of the sea. What Renaissance? Will.
Aphrodite.
No, sorry. What Renaissance artist painted both Primavera and the birth of Venus? Visa.
Botticelli.
Botticelli. Sandro Botticelli. Resistance is the force which opposes the flow of an electric current. What name is given to the reciprocal of resistance? Peter.
Ohm.
No, sorry. Any idea? Nathan? No, you're both incorrect. It's conductance. Before the Civil War, he was superintendent of West Point. After the war, he became president of Washington College. Kieran?
Grant.
No, not he. Sorry. In Lexington, Virginia. Who was this Confederate general? Chris?
Lee.
Lee, Robert E. Lee. Washington College is now Washington and Lee University. The asteroid that passes closest to the sun is named for the son of Daedalus. Peter?
Halley's.
No, sorry. Who flew too close to the sun, he melted his wings and fell to his death. What name do they share? Visa.
Icarus.
Icarus is the correct answer. Used by primitive hunters to make knives, arrowheads, and other tools. It's a black, Visa.
Obsidian.
Obsidian is the black volcanic glass formed by the cooling of lava. Good for you. In 1869, it became the first territory to allow women to vote. When it entered the Union, Kieran.
Wyoming.
Wyoming, when it entered the Union in 1890, became the first state to allow women to vote. The equality state is Wyoming, seen most dramatically in the paintings of Caravaggio and Rembrandt. This painting, Visa.
Chiaroscuro.
Chiaroscuro, yes, is the strong contrast, of course, of light and dark. In physics, a BeV, B-E-V, is used to measure the amount of energy used and produced by electrons in a particle accelerator. What does BeV stand for? This is challenging. It's billion electron volts. Between 1819 and 1832, he painted a series of grisly black paintings, including which is Visset.
Goya.
Francisco Goya. He was declared obscene. It was declared obscene, and we were going for luncheon on the grass. Very good. Wow. Fantastic performance by Cedar Crest. They really came alive in that final frenzy, and they are going to return for round 3. But we hope to have the pleasure of your company in just a few short moments. So please do stay with us.
Scorekeeping for WGAL8 Brainbusters, presented by Jennings College Consulting, where students discover the right college fit for the future. We'll return after this. Welcome back to WGAL8 Brainbusters, the Susquehanna Valley's longest-running high school quiz show. Once again, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Boy, these students kept me on our toes. Today's match truly showcased the incredible power of knowledge and teamwork. Congratulations to Cedar Crest. They performed brilliantly, especially in that last round of play. So they are going to return for round 3. And of course, we want to thank Cedar Crest for making this such a memorable competition. We're going to see Cedar Crest later on. They're going to be advancing, but proving once again that curiosity and preparation really do pay off. Coming up on the next WGAL8 Brainbusters, you do not want to miss this exciting matchup when Lancaster Catholic and Redland take the stage once again. Thanks so much for letting us into your homes. We truly appreciate it. I'm Rich Rosen, believing in the potential of every young mind. And remember, stay hungry for knowledge because you'll never be bored. Until next time, so long for now.